take anyone, for instance, and run your hands. See, the air's on here now, but run your hands down over them. And as you run down over, you can almost feel if there is any see, now she's got a slight cold spot right here, which could denote eye strain, sinus, pattern headache, but it's definitely a cold spot there. So what I want to do is then rub that area, okay? And a little bit cold right in here. You have a burn or something. Okay. So we're going to rub that, because what will show up long before, this will show up long before psychically you can even detect that anything's wrong. Okay? Because this feels almost like a bone spur in the shoulder. Okay? So we'll rub that area. But other than that, yeah, just fine. Okay, so you actually, so I'd like, can we turn that air off for just a little bit? And let's do it on each other and see if we can find any cold spots. Now that doesn't mean there's anything desperate wrong with you. I mean, if there was, I'd go. And quickly move on. Yeah, I don't want to touch you anymore.
That could be that if you find something here, it's actually someplace else in the body and shows it. I mean, what's here is here. So it doesn't matter if you close them.
No, it doesn't matter if you have clothes on. You can take your clothes off if you want. It's better for yourself if you have your clothes off. You can do it for each other. I mean, you know, feel each other's auras. Okay, just stand up and do each other's. If you can find where your aura is. Yeah, do somebody else. Yeah, you do her, why don't you? Somebody do her, so they're not doing each other because they're too close. Michael, come up here and do her. She doesn't have anybody. Yeah, right here. Get over there.
Sylvia, down the front or sides or...
Front, side, Jane, just... I'm sure, Jane, in your massages, you must come across cold spots.
Oh, yeah, that's... But that's right, you know, touching, you know.
Yeah.
No, you can feel... In fact, when I'm working like on this neck or something, I can do that with my eyes closed and really see.
That's right, feel.
Yeah.
I do have a problem there.
Yeah, oh, you'll feel the cold, you bet. You'll feel it. It's almost like an yeah, draft, exactly.
I've been working on it for...
Have Kathleen work on it, though. Kathleen rub it. You know, the outside of the aura. Okay, now try Kathleen, then do each other then. Good.
So I was sort of feeling something right here, she said in the back, but...
You could feel it all the way through.
Yeah, because I felt very...
That is, sorry. Do you want to try it?
was turning to help me.
What, fuzzy brain?
What about Warren's change?
She was standing, she's sitting, it didn't matter, it's there.
It's that hole in your head.
Again, right?
Oh well, isn't that the way with all of us? It's called change of life, I think. That's what that's called.
Oh, yeah.
These.
Started now.
You like that? Oh, good, good. And I'm not even touching you.
Oh, yeah.
How about something else? That's what we're going to talk about. How about that show?
In the brain. Where the neck ache is. Let me warm it up a
So
little
did anybody
bit.
find Larry? So did anybody feel anything that was valid on anyone? Now you must realize, different than cycling, this will show things that have not shown up yet. So don't expect a validation right on the spot. Because aura stroking picks up things that you haven't even had yet. And trying to cure it before it ever gets started. Circulation. Circulation. Cute.
It's not necessary, but I've never seen one.
I'm sure I'd feel the same way if somebody came up and felt my hand tonight. Fuzzy. But do it to yourself. People say, oh, I don't want to do that every day. Well, then get sick. now we turn the air back on. We menopausal people had a real bad time with that. You can take your own fingers in the area that is shown and press against those, or even your index fingers and press. You can press up, you can press in the middle of your forehead here, you can press your solar plexus, your power center, the same as acupressure, acupuncture. Another way to get rid of pain and to remove pain and help other people remove pain or anguish or any kind of even emotional disturbance. Let me first show you how to do it. We'll do it in a meditation, then you'll be able to do it. Okay, let's take 3 deep breaths. And I want you, just as I was saying to her, to rhythmically breathe. Breathing in, and a good way to monitor your breathing is to breathe in on the count of 8, hold on the count of 8, and breathe out. This gives you sort of a rhythmic cadence of breathing. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And feel this rhythmic breathing with each exhalation, letting go of pain and especially stress, and begin to thread the gold light, white light, green light, purple light through the top part of the head, through the I am center, into the will, through the forehead, behind the eyes, the back of the head, through the middle of the head, mid part of the back of the head, the lower neck area, through the throat, chest, stomach, solar plexus, reproductive, back area, and the buttocks. Now, I want you to think of all the pain and problems that you have, any negativity that you have, emotional, mental, or spiritual, physical. And I want you to think of now a very black, strong box, like a safe. And I want you to take every single pain and hurt and physical ailment out of your body and put it in this box. Stuff it in there. Back pain, and not to any extent that you're going to rule out valid pain, which is a warning signal, but these old chronic bad humors, as they used to call them. Stuff them into this safe. And right before you close this safe, I want you to throw a stick of dynamite in there. And then slam the door shut. And you see this safe begin to smoke. It's almost like you can hear a perceptive rumble, and then all of a sudden the whole thing explodes. And with it, the dissipation of your pain, anything bad growing in your body, anything that's ugly or nasty or infectious or chronic is blown away. And then begin to feel yourself rejuvenating from your feet all the way up. Rejuvenating and recycling, recirculating, revitalizing all the way up through the body. And feel yourself coming all the way up to yourself. Having having blown up the pain, the fear, the rejection, come all the way up to yourself on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You can do this on other people too. You can talk them down in, relax them, and then release that pain. You can do this for your husband, your children, your mother, father, whoever. It's a wonderful exercise to do to get rid of pain. Get rid of any irritating, and even chronic pain works very well with that too. The other technique that I want to show you before we get into the real hardcore of just cycling our energy is the stroking method. Larry, you want to come up here and, well, let's use Jean. Jean, why don't you come up here? Yeah, you.
Get her a regular chair.
Here, I got it there.
Here's one. Here's the next one.
You want to do that first? Sure, well, we need Michael and Ben down here.
All right.
Well, it's all right, I mean, they'll realize it.
I know.
Well, we can use somebody else. Linda, Linda?
Yes.
Why don't you come up here?
Okay.
All you guys do
You guys do.
all you do is just cheer.
She's like a little robot.
Okay.
I wish I knew too.
Oh, I
Will you be over here first?
Go ahead.
It's been a long time. Keep your arms stiff though, Jean. Yeah.
Some of you may have seen this as a quote-unquote parlor trick. What it is a demonstration of changing somebody's
Molecular.
structure mentally to make them lighter. We're going to try to lift Jean up, the four of us, in 2 different ways. The first way is going to be just Jean sitting there, okay? The second way, we're going to do a meditative alteration of Jean's area and see if we can lift her with more or less ease. As you might well imagine, it's easier after we do the second try. But now we're not trying to fool you or anything. This first trial will be just plain old Jean, trying to lift up Jean, okay? So watch us. And all we're doing, all of us use these little fingers like this, and we try to hoist her by her petard, so to speak. Okay, so gentlemen, ladies, and see if we can do it. 1, 2, 3.
That would think.
Now,
No.
nothing to say. Now all of us, please put our hands up. Yep. Now we're just going to do a channeling of energy into Jean. And we're going to do something. We don't know what.
Just do it real fast, or you don't need to stay there all night.
Okay. As soon as we break, we're going to lift her up right away, okay? 3, go. You scared Jean more than
But you can do that, and absolutely, it's not a parlor trick. You are displacing energy.
Now, what I told Jean to do was be light.
Nothing.
Think light.
No, and they use all their energy to replace her molecular space. This is the energy, this is what they call cosmology. We're replacing energy. Yeah.
Well, are you saying that they're absorbing her energy, or they're absorbing her?
They're absorbing, yes, and made her lighter.
Can it last?
Oh, yeah, no, we're not done with you yet. You're the guinea pig for the night.
I'd like to mention one other thing. If you ever martial arts, they talk about a certain thing called ki, and it's a magic energy. And they say you can become heavier if you focus your ki down. They say down. And so your opponent can't flip you around. And I have seen this. Physically, they do this. They just, boom, they're set. Nothing pushes them over. If they're not thinking set, push them over.
I'll show you another one. Come here, stand up.
Oh.
You can use this on your husband. Stand right here. Okay, now, put your arm out straight like this, okay? Okay, now hold it straight and hold it just as firm as you can. Okay, now, okay. Now watch this. Yes!
Depends on what you're doing on, right?
I drained your energy.
Okay, now,
Right down the meridian of her body.
okay, now why did they have their hands layered like this?
It's just to displace it. They could have done it any way they wanted. They could have put one hand in between the
Are
other.
they
It doesn't
basically
matter.
thinking the same thing? Were they thinking the same thing?
They don't have to
that
think
you were?
anything really. If you want to make it really mystical, you can go through a whole big thing. You don't have to really think anything. And anybody can do it. It's not just because it's us. Anybody can do it. You can lift a 280-pound man like that. Yes.
I noticed after they were done channeling, they went right up, like straight away.
Yeah.
What, you're supposed to do it straight away.
Yeah.
What happened, like, wait?
Well, because the molecular structure then begins to fill in.
That's why the point I was trying to
Yeah.
make, you have to do it straight.
You have to do it straight away.
Just,
That's right.
The only thing we do is do a white light channel, blast or gene things light, and up she goes.
that's
Yeah.
what I wanted to
It's
know.
trivial.
So look, how is this applicable to healing?
Because to show you that you can replace your energy with someone else's. If you can see that kind of demonstration, which I can do that to her, or we can do that to her, you see how energy can be charted. You can see it. You can see how it works. So you think that if we can't buoy that up or pull it down, what do you think we do every day?
Psych ourselves.
Psych ourselves up, psych ourselves down. Yeah,
The power of your hand, very careful.
yeah. Okay, now, what this you do is what we call replacing the static. This is like static energy. And when someone's real sick, okay, now if they have all kinds of metaphysical things, you're supposed to ground yourself and all this goofy stuff. You don't have to do that. I see people rinse their hands in cold water and shake their hands and ground them on the ground and run around. But it's a type of stroking. And this stroking is to not only increase her own energy, but it creates a static-like and increases her own aura and her own energy. I think that's why massages are so good, because it does do the same thing, except this is very swift, easy. And people who need healings, this is wonderful for them. You should do it for each other. The stroking, it gets rid of all that ugly stuff that you
Downward, so
carry.
it's a grounding
Yeah.
thing. then.
It's a grounding thing, kill it, yeah.
So for hyperactive children.
Oh, wonderful
Would it
stroking.
release a block?
Releases blocks, releases everything. And I think the thing we should get over here is the feeling that we're going to catch anything or do anything by healing. That's so ridiculous. You know, that if she's got something that I'm going to get, that's the case I'd be every time I ever did anything. Okay. Now, the normal healing is that women should use, they don't have to, but if you're right-handed, should use your right hand with your left over. Men use left hand with right over, okay? It's just more powerful. Women are more powerful in the right hand, men are more powerful in the left hand. Corresponding also to intellect and emotion, all right? And what I do then is if Jean needs a healing, I take a deep breath, and I center myself, okay? I don't do much more than that. I close my eyes then, and I ask that I become a tube by which God's energy goes through me and descends to her. All right? Now, it's awfully hard for me to do this and talk at the same time, because the minute I get in this position, I start feeling it. But now, as the energy courses through me, and I am totally, like Michael said, totally only a vehicle in this, so you really can't take any credit for it. The fact that you're doing it, sure you take credit for it. But what I do then is I let this energy flow through me. And then I take my hand and I place it on the back of her head, and then I put this one in the front. And when this happens, usually you'll find that your hands begin to heat up. And then I take it and I reach for her thyroid, which is the motor area of her body, keeping my hand on the back of her head, which is in the faith area, also the understanding the will. And then touching right here in her solar plexus. And then I'll push her up and I'll touch her power center in the back here. Now usually when I'm doing healing on a person, not always, but the person begins to heat up a lot. And at least I've had a lot of people say that, my God, I'm heating up so much. The reason why she's heating up and I'm heating up, because I'm getting really hot now, is because we're doing a combined energy thing. It's very much like the body's temperature rising so that it burns out inflammation.
So you have both hands over his kidney area or back?
Yeah. Yes. But I'm making a concerted effort to be a tube. Okay, so I'd like for you to do it along with me now. Get behind a person or get behind someone, and let's do it together so you feel what I feel. And you'll feel your hands get real warm.
So your left hand is the opposite of your left hand.
That's right. Okay, let's go. Okay, take a deep breath now. And you'll feel, I promise you, you will feel yourself begin to heat up because you're in the right position. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and think of yourself as a golden tube. And this tube now encompasses a person that is before you, and the energy is coursing through you to this person, going to any affected part of their body. Take your top hand off now and put it on the back of their head and the other hand on the forehead. Good. Feel the energy. Feel how much you're beginning to heat up, because you will. And then right on the throat, take your two fingers, pressing right on the throat. And then if you have a little problem in touching the solar plexus, don't worry about it, you don't have to. But we women, we can reach below and touch the solar plex area. Bring your hands back, rest them on the shoulders, and tell me what you felt, if anything. Look at your hands. Put your palms up and look at your hands. Hot. See my hands? Are your hands red? Your hands red? Your hands will get fiery. The more you do this, The redder they get. Just fiery red. Okay, now change places with the person. Huh? Love it. Same procedure, right hand for women, left hand. You're gonna take a deep breath. Move the hand to the forehead and one to the back of the head. Gotcha. And move down to the solar plexus now. Oh no, to the throat, I'm sorry. Now to the solar plexus. Now to the back. Okay, bring your hands up, Julie. Good God, Julie, let me see your hands. God.